1 minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Sir. A very good morning to one and all present here. It is in the process of being worshipped that God communicates his presence to men. So let's start with the prayer. Now I request Mr. Afzal Bizli to recite the Kirat.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Respected Director, Assistant Director, esteemed colleagues of MCA Institute of Information Technology, distinguished resource person, and other faculty members from various colleges. On behalf of MCA Institute of Information Technology, it is my pleasure to welcome you all for this 5-day virtual international faculty development program on exploring new frontiers in teaching tools, AI, and data analytics. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. These wonderful quotes said by Albert Einstein. Yes. Today, we gather with a shared commitment to continuous learning and professional growth, which is fundamental to our roles as educators. Our profession is one that demands not only knowledge, but also the ability to inspire and guide our students toward their fullest potential. This program is designed to equip us with new strategies, insights, and tools to enhance our teaching practices and to foster an environment where both we and our students can thrive. The entire 5-day FTP session is carefully curated to address the evolving challenges and opportunities in education. So we will explore innovative teaching methodologies, delve into the latest educational technologies, and discuss effective ways to support our students' diverse needs. At this time, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our convener, Mr. Yusuf Mohammed, and our director, Dr. Ahmed Mudasir Ali, for their unwavering support, and to the organizing committee for their diligent efforts in making this event possible. I am confident that with collective wisdom and experience in this session, we will leave this program with renowned enthusiasm and a wealth of knowledge to bring back to our classrooms. And very special warm welcome to our resource person for today's session, Dr. S. Pongureli. Thank you so much for readily accepting our invite and gracing us with your presence, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dr. S. Pongureli national and international journals, attended 18 national and international conferences, filed 3 patents, and received 6 awards. She has produced 4 MPhil scholars and was guiding 6 PhD scholars. She is an expertise in the domains of data mining, image processing, machine learning, and data science. She has worked as a help desk engineer in Sutherland Global Services and served as an associate professor in Wales Institute of Science, Technology, and Advanced Studies. Currently, she is associated with Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Service, Angalu, Madanapalli, Andhra Pradesh. To have such a renowned person among us is indeed an honor, ma'am, and I sincerely hope that I have done justice to your profile. It is now your turn to hold the floor and regale us with your profound knowledge. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, my thanks to Dr. Sharada ma'am for that introduction and the warm welcome. Happy morning to everyone gathered here. I appreciate the effort of MCA Institute in organizing this FTP, in bringing all the teaching fraternity to a group and providing me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the teaching community. Just let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Today, my topic today is emerging trends of data analytics. So in today's presentation, we have three parts. The first part will cover the basics of data analytics, where we'll see starting from what is data analytics, what are the types of data analytics, what are the trends of data analytics. From there onwards, the presentation will move on to a narrowed down topic, which is about cognitive analytics, which is an emerging trend of data analytics. From there, we'll discuss about cognitive analytics. So that is my flow of presentation. So let me move on to the topic. So the first part of the presentation is about the basics of data analytics. So even though we all know the basics, but we'll just brush up what it is. What is data? Data is nothing but collection of raw facts and unorganized data. That is what we refer as data. So what you refer as information is nothing but meaningful data. After processing the data, we inherit certain meaning out of the data. So that is what we refer as information. So the same thing is what we are going to do with data analytics also. So what is data analytics? Analytics, as the name refers, it is not just a tool or technology. It is the way through which we are going to derive certain useful insights from the data which we gather. So the formal definition goes this way. Analytics is the process of use of various methods and algorithms for the discovery, interpretation, and communication of meaningful and hidden information from the data. So that is what we are going to see here in detail. So data analytics, through data analytics, we are going to derive hidden information from the data. It will not be explicitly given, but it will be hidden in the data. So how we'll derive that information is by applying various methods and algorithms. So in order to do this, we use various technology and tools. So that is about data analytics. So is data analytics important? Yes, of course, data analytics is very important because everything is nowadays we are relying upon the data for everything. So when we are going to perform this data analytics, we get a better visibility on the data whichever being used for any type of business. So whenever we take any business, the data or what is happening in the business will be understood only through the thorough analysis of the data. So this gives a deeper understanding about the processes and the services of any business, you can say. So based on this data, we are going to derive useful or insights from the data. So this will show improvement in the business in terms of improvising the customer needs, understanding the customer better, producing an on-demand product, and optimizing. In this way, it is very much useful to optimize the various operations of the business. So in this way, data analytics is gaining popularity and importance in every sort of business. Nowadays, we can say that all organization uses data analytics. It is not limited to any specific kind of organization. It has a wide range of applications among various organizations. Some of them are listed here, like the Facebook. We all know every day we are using this Facebook. So in Facebook, we are producing numerous data on a daily basis. So this is used for social analytics, where we can analyze the psychology of a person, and based on his interest, we can recommend some products. So this Facebook data is using data analytics for social analytics. Amazon, it is a very well-known e-commerce website. I think every one of us would have bought something from this website, right? So this website uses data analytics for the process of improvising its e-commerce experience. So it is like nowadays when we go to any space, with any business, we feel we are always satisfied to see personalization or special care for us. So that is achieved through data analytics because it focuses on every customer need. It analyzes the data of each and every individual customer and recommends products according to their need. Next comes Uber. Again, it is another well-known site which is used for booking rides, right? So through this data analytics, it optimizes its rides optimizing the process of rides and increasing the customer satisfaction. Then Bank of America, it uses data analytics to increases the customer experience. And then Airbnb uses it for improving the searches. And the last one, it is a music app, Spotify, which gives you recommendations based on data analytics. And not only Spotify, any other entertainment app, if you take any entertainment application, it is recommending you certain things to watch for the next time. And that is based on the data analytics only. So next, what is the role of data analytics? So what it does in any business? First thing, using data analytics, we are going to gather hidden insights. So when I say hidden insights, it provides you a deeper understanding of what is happening in the business, which in turn reflects in the business requirement. So according to the changing needs of the customer, the business requirement will also change. You will enhance the product according to the customer expectation. So that knowledge is gained through the insight of the data. Next is through data analytics, we are going to generate reports. So reports are about the past data. So when we are having any critical situation, or when we feel some high risk situation, then we can generate report. This report will be sent to the respective teams who will analyze these data, and from this, they can better handle the risk area of the business. Next, and through these reports, you can avoid such problems in future. Next is to perform the data analysis. So when we say market analysis, it is about the trends of the market. So based on the trends of the market, we can formulate and develop new products. And based on the understanding about the strengths and weaknesses of the competitor, we can produce a product which is again very competitive, which has a competitive edge in the market. And basically, it improves the business requirement. So as I already mentioned, we are always focused towards personalized or customized experience in every platform wherever we want to do our business. So that is achieved through the data analytics. So data analytics, as we said, it is a process of examining the data to derive useful insights. So for this, what are all the tools that we know and that we are using? That is what we are going to see in the next slide. So as the data analytics need is keeping on increasing day by day, because of this, there are many tools coming up. So in this topic, we are going to discuss about some 10 tools, but this tools is not limited to 10 alone. There are a lot of tools available in the market. So according to the type of data you're going to take, according to the domain for which you're going to perform this data analytics, according to the objective, based on all these things, we are supposed to choose a specific data analytics tool for performing your data analysis. So most of these tools are open source and user-friendly because it is not only used by computer professionals, but it is also used by other professionals. So that is why it is very user-friendly, and most of it are open source tools only. The first and foremost is the R tool. So this tool is an open source statistical modeling tool. So this supports various platforms like Unix, Windows, and Mac. All OS is supports this R. So R is basically using various statistical functions for performing the data analytics. Next comes the Python. As we all know, being in the education domain, now I think Python is there for every PG and UG. So Python is again another open source object-oriented programming language, which is most of the time it is used for data analytics applications because it is very rich in its library function. So according to the data, if you're going to use a machine learning algorithm, you can use scikit-learn library function. If you're going to use some graphics, then you will go for matplot library function, like that. It is very rich in library function. And according to the type of data we are going to use, we can go for the various library functions. Next comes the Tableau, it is another software which is very good for visualization. When you want to visualize your data in a better manner, then Tableau supports it. And in this, we can export data from other sources. Next comes the Quick View. This is another open source data analytic tool. So this tool performs the task at a very higher speed. This is because it reduces the data to 10% of its original size, and then it processes it for the analytics purpose. Next is the software for statistical analysis software. This is another programming language which mainly uses the statistical analysis. So whenever we talk about the machine learning algorithm, majorly we'll focus on the statistical algorithms. So that can be easily implemented when you come for SAS software. And the next one is a very well-known, well-established Microsoft software, which is Excel. Actually, we feel that Excel is just a tool in your office suite, but it is not so. Using your Excel, you can do a lot more things in your analytics process. Next is the Rapid Miner. This is another open source software. This is used for, this is very much suitable when it comes for text analysis, where you are going to use a lot of text data. Then for that, we can go for this Rapid Miner tool. Then comes the Constance Information Miner. It is again another open source data analytics tool. Using this, you can perform your analysis better. Compared to that of your Rapid Miner, this is more easier and user-friendly. Next comes your Open Refine. Open Refine is a Google Refine tool. This tool is mainly used for cleaning the data. So cleaning is again another big process of data analytics. So the cleaning can be performed to a better level when you use your Open Refine. Then comes Apache Spark. Apache Spark, as we all know, and when we talked about this Constance, that is a KNIME tool. This is majorly used by the researchers for extracting data from various sources. But when we say Apache Spark, most of the industry uses this Apache Spark. The speciality of Apache Spark lies in the place that your near real data, the term near real data is nothing but where you are going to get or grab the data from the user instantly, like very quickly, we can get the data. In earlier days, it was like, we need to wait until the downtime, then only you can take the data when you are going to take data from the internet. But now, this Apache Spark is allowing you to take the near real data, which means that you can extract the data of the user very instantly. The time will be very less. Like today, if you're going to, now you're searching for some products in the internet, immediately, after 5 minutes, you can get some recommendation related to the product in the net. You might have watched this. That is because there are tools which gets the very near real data. That is, as soon as the data is available, you can extract the data and use it for your analytics process. So that is done through your Apache Spark. So most of our industry, we can say, they all rely on this Apache Spark for grabbing the data from net. So these are all some of the tools that are used for data analytics. But again, these tools are not limited with whatever we discussed now. There are a lot more tools. Due to the demand in the market, people are inventing so many analytics tools which helps the process easier. And even now we have a programming called Julia programming, which is a very recently evolved programming language, which is used for data science, that too specifically for data analytics. It offers you various functions using which you can perform your data analytics better way. So next is about the data analytics life cycle. So we said, what is data analytics? So what are the steps involved to perform the data analytics? There are 6 phases in order to perform your data analytics. The first and foremost is the objective phase. As we all know, everything starts with a purpose. So is data analytics. So we are supposed to understand the problem. Then we should frame the objective according to the user or the customer needs. So the first thing, you might have heard that Albert Einstein has given a word like, if I am given 1 hour to solve a problem, I'll focus on the question for 55 minutes and on the solution for 5 minutes. This statement clearly makes you understand that it is unless or otherwise we understand the problem to a deeper level, we cannot frame a solution for it. So the first step of your data analytics is understanding the problem area better and framing the objective for the data analytics process. If this is done, half of your work is done. After that, understanding the data. So in this phase, we are going to collect the data from various different sources and understand the data, which means we are going to explore the data to understand the characteristics of data, like what type of data, how much is the data length, all these things we need to explore about the characteristics of the data. Once you understand the data, then we'll move on to the next phase, which is data cleaning and data transformation. So data cleaning, as the name says, it is a process of cleaning the data, which means we are going to remove unwanted, unnecessary information from the unnecessary data, and also some incorrect data, incomplete data, incorrectly formatted data. So we need to remove all these things because this will increase the time of your processing. So avoiding all the, in order to do this data cleaning, we need to remove all these messy data from your database or from the data that is being collected. After comes your data transformation. As we already said, we are going to collect data from various different sources, which means the data may be structured, may be unstructured. The format of every data will be of different format. So we are supposed to transfer all these data to a standard ready-to-use format, which will make the next process easy. So that is data cleaning and transformation. The next phase is data enhancement. So data enhancement is a process where you are going to improve the quality of the data. So not only the data that is being collected, at this point, we will try to pull some data from external sources, which are standard and authenticated data. So along with this data, we'll try to improve the data that is being used for the next level of next process. Next is your data analytics. So data analytics, this is the process where we are going to use the algorithms and the technology to extract the hidden information from the collected data. So all your algorithms like supervised algorithm, unsupervised algorithm, all reinforcement learning, all these algorithms we are going to use under this phase only. So what is the type of algorithm we are going to use will depend on the objective and the domain. So what type of data? So you need to choose a proper algorithm to perform the data analytics. After this data analytics, the results has to be communicated to the user or to the people in the data analytics team. So how it will be communicated is through the data visualization. So this data visualization is nothing but the process of representing your data visually. You will be using some common graphics to visualize your data. So the common thing which we all know is about chart. There are various types of chart, line chart, bar charts, so column chart, like that. You have various charts, various maps, heat maps, like that. Or you can go for graphical graphs also for representing the data analytics, for representing the data. So that is what we refer as data visualization. So I understood what is data analytics, and how it is being done. So the next, we are going to move on to the types of data analytics. So basically, there are 5 types, how you are going to perform the analytics. Based on that, there are 5 different types of data analytics. Descriptive data analytics, diagnostic data analytics, predictive data analytics, prescriptive data analytics, and cognitive data analytics. So descriptive data analytics, as the name says, you are going to describe the data or describe a specific scenario. So here we are going to analyze the history of the data. The historical data is being majorly used when you come for your descriptive analytics. So here in this, we are going to see what has happened in the business using the past data. That is what we say as history of the data. From these data, we are going to make the analysis process and provide some useful insights. So the importance of this descriptive data analytics lies in the fact that without understanding what is happening, we cannot go for any other step. So based on this historical data only, we need to frame our strategies And in case if a problem has occurred, we can avoid this problem in future. And based on this, you can go for planning. So this is very important when it comes for analytics purpose. And mainly all 90% of the organization uses descriptive analytics for their organization's activities. And not only that, when we say analytics in general also, we refer to descriptive analytics only. So example for this, a simple example is where you're getting some recommendations based on your watch history in a entertainment app like Netflix. So this is one of the simple examples. Not only this, in industries, you can go for planning and budgeting based on the historical data and planning of strategies and sales reports. All those reports will be generated based on your descriptive analytics only. Next comes diagnostic analysis. So diagnostic analytics means where we are going to find the root cause of a problem. So whenever a business is facing any problem, then for that we go for diagnostic analysis. Like the previous analytics in descriptive, we are going to see what has happened. So in diagnostic, we are going to see why that has happened. So from the events or from the data, we are going to analyze the root cause of a problem based on the past events and its outcomes. So the importance of this lies in the area that after understanding the root cause, we can very clearly rectify the problems. So that is the importance of diagnostic analytics. So if you find a customer to have problems in delivering a product, like if there is a delay always, then the customer may lose interest to buy products again. So we need to avoid this. So this is a problem. So what is the root cause of this problem can be understood when we are going to perform the diagnostic analysis. So based on this diagnostic analysis, we can avoid such problems in the future. So that is what you refer as diagnostic analytics. The next is predictive analytics. So prediction, as the name says, it is about the future. So you're going to analyze the data and predict the future or forecast the future. That is what we refer as predictive analytics. So in this predictive analytics, we majorly use statistical algorithms. So all your statistical algorithms are used to predict the future. So the importance is that when you know what will happen in future, it enables you to make proactive decision. So your budgets, financial forecasting is very much mandatory for every business to improve its business. So all the manufacturing industries can use this prediction analysis for avoiding avoiding equipment failures before they happen. And in healthcare industry also, we can say that prediction is majorly used in the healthcare for predicting the diseases and recommending medicines for the process. Next comes the prescriptive analytics. So prescriptive analytics provides you various options for a particular business scenario. So using this prescriptive analytics, you can understand a problem and you can have a number of solutions for the problem. And even after giving that multiple decision, it will also suggest you the possibilities of outcome under every decision. So it ensures an optimized outcome. So that is the focus of prescriptive analytics. So the example of prescriptive analytics is, so what will happen? What will be the course of action if a particular problem occurs? So what will happen if you take the step 1? What will happen if you take the step 2? Like that, it gives you and guides you among various choices. So under critical situation, you can go for this prescriptive analytics. Next comes the cognitive analytics. So this, I think till this, whatever we discussed, descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive, these are all well-known analytics, which we all know for the past few years. This cognitive analytics is the one which is an advanced data analytics, which has emerged in recent days. So this cognitive analytics is the hot topic in today's scenario. Actually, cognitive analytics refers to the use of intelligence in analytics process. So it uses number of artificial intelligence concepts like machine learning, natural language processing, deep learning algorithms. All these are used to perform your analytics process. So this cognitive analytics is gaining popularity nowadays because when we talk about data analytics, everything we rely on the data so much. But when we grab data from various sources, normally it is the structured data which helps you for better decision making. And we always try to, when we are using our traditional analytics tool and methodologies, we try to exclude and ignore unstructured data. But when it comes for cognitive analytics, here we are addressing the issue of unstructured data. We can use unstructured data and derive useful insights from that. So like how a human being is going to perform, how a human being is going to make the analytics process, how he is going to think based on the same concept, this cognitive analytics will work. It will imbibe the human intelligence into the analytics process. So that is what we refer as cognitive analytics. So the example is all the AI tools which we use, like IBM Watson, Cortana, Siri. So you know that when we are using this for the first time, it may not give appropriate and correct output, but it keeps on learning by itself. So based on this learning process, this learning is again achieved through continuous interaction with the environment or with the user. Based on this, there is a continuous learning. So based on the learning, it alters its objective and solutions. So that is what is the specialty of cognitive analytics. So here, automatic learning is always there, which increases the efficiency of your decision making. So this is about the types of data analytics. So when we have a comparative analysis of this data analytics in terms of difficulty and value, this is how your graph looks like. Like first, diagnostic analytics, which is about what has happened. Then comes the descriptive analytics, why a particular scenario has happened in a business. Then comes the prescriptive analytics, where you're going to find what are all the causes of action for a problem. Then predictive analytics will forecast the future. Then comes your cognitive analytics. So cognitive analytics is the last step. It is of very higher value and it is difficult to implement also because it has various other technologies involved into it. So this is about your data analytics. So what are the benefits of data analytics? As we discussed, I think we can come to this conclusion very easily. The data analytics improves the decision making because of wide range of data it uses. This decision making will be more optimized compared to that of regular decision making, and it increases the efficiency and productivity. And it enhances the customer experience, and it improvises the risk management. Before a risk occurs, it can predict and improve the management of that risk. And when we are performing your data analytics for any business, it can be competitive with the market. So these are all the advantages of data analytics. So what are the challenges that you will have in data analytics? Is the first one is structured data is very less. Normally, we have unstructured data because when we have the second is incompatibility with the data sources. Like the data sources will be of different places. Like when you're going to get it from Facebook, when you're going to get it from normal chats, it will not be a structured data. It will be unstructured. So this is a major problem. So when you come for unstructured data, it is difficult to handle unstructured data using a traditional analytical tool and techniques. Next is the finding the best analytical tool. Since there is a wide variety of tools, choosing an appropriate tool for the data analytics process is also challenging for the organization. Next is always there is a requirement for analytical skilled people, because this is not just a normal mathematical calculation intelligence. So it always we lack the analytical skilled person. So these are all the challenges which you will be facing in the data analytics process. Out of this challenges, the fifth type which we discussed, that is the cognitive analytics. It is capable of overcoming these challenges. That is why it is gaining popularity, and it is because using your cognitive analytics, we can use the unstructured data, and also you can grab the data and various sources and use it very effectively, like how a human being does. So that is the, that is the major advantage of your cognitive analytics. So till this, we have come to the end of my first part of presentation. So till now, we have discussed what is data analytics, what are the basics, how it is performed, and what are the types of data analytics. One more topic to be completed is the trends of data analytics. Okay, top trends. So this is what we focus on. So when we say top trends of data analytics, it is these 5 topics. The first one is AI-powered data analytics. As the name says, here we are going to focus on the AI concept for data analytics. So we are going to use the artificial intelligence for performing the analytics process, which can improve the efficiency of analytic process with that, like that of a human ability. So that is an advantage. So this AI-powered data analytics is gaining popularity now. Even you can say many of the organizations are trying to include their analytics process with that of AI. Next comes the data-centric AI. So this data-centric AI is nothing but where you focus completely on the data. So here we are not focusing on the algorithm, but everything is on the data. So when I say everything is about the data, here the learning process is given much important. So after gathering all the data, we need to understand, explore the characteristics of data, and decide or come to a decision making based on the data. So everything is based on data. So this data-centric AI is again focusing on data based on like a human intelligence. That is what AI comes into play there also. Next comes metadata-driven data fabric. As the name says, metadata is nothing but data about the data. So here we are going to use the data in a metadata format. So here we are going to analyze the data and store the data like a metadata, not like an information. So this has reduced the storage space and the cost of storage, the cost spent for the data. So that is again a bigger difference in the data analytics domain. Next comes edge analytics. So edge analytics, as we all know, edge analytics is about getting data from different sources. That is gathering data from various devices around the user. It is not only the system or the formal data, but it also comes. Now we all know that it is not only that laptop or internet gives you data, but also your smart devices like you can say smartphone and TV, smart TV. All these also produces data. So when you're going for edge computing, we can grab the data from all the devices and can be used for the analytical process. Next comes augmented analytics. So augmented analytics is going to enhance the analytics process by the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So when we talk about this data analytics trend, again, all these 5 data analytics trend will fall into the same category of data analytic type, which is nothing but cognitive analytics. So with this, my first part of presentation is over. From here, we are going to narrow down the topic to cognitive analytics. So before getting into cognitive analytics again, we are going to check with the basic contents which are required to understand cognitive analytics. Those are nothing but big data and cognitive analytics. So we are moving to the second part of the presentation where we are going to discuss about big data and cognitive computing. Is it clear till part 1 presentation? Is it all clear? May I get some response from the people? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Audible.
Yes. So now we are moving on to the second part of the presentation. So before getting into cognitive analytics, we are supposed to understand what is meant by or the pillars of the cognitive computing. So that is what is big data and cognitive computing is all about. So here we are going to discuss what is big data. So whenever we come to a discussion about analytics, we cannot escape from the topic called big data. So what is big data? What is its importance and what's its value? So that is what we are going to see next. So what is big data? In earlier days, when we say data analytics, it is only with lesser volumes of data we performed this data analysis. analytics. But now, when we say data, it is about the data which we are going to analyze will be years and years of data. Even not not, we can say, like, not only today, if you are going to start your analytics process tomorrow, within one day, you will be generating huge volumes of data. So day by day, the data keeps on accumulating. And because of this, the data analytics which is performed nowadays can be referred as big data analytics instead of simple data analytics, because of the volume of data which we are going to use for the analytics purpose. So data analytics, if I say, it immediately means big data because of the volume of data which we are referring for the data analytics process. So the basics, so big data is nothing but the data which is of very huge volume. So the basic characteristics of big data are volume, which refers to the massive amount of data involved for the analysis process. Then the velocity is about the speed with which the data is grabbed from various sources in real time. We ourselves can understand like how much data we produce on a daily basis. Like before 5 years, how much data we produced in the internet, how much time we spent in the internet. All that is different when we compare with nowadays, right? So nowadays we generate, as a single person, we ourselves generate huge volume of, a lot of data. So this velocity or the speed of accumulation of data is high. When it, so that is what we refer as velocity. Then variety refers to types of data which we get from different sources. Maybe processed data, maybe structured data, maybe unstructured data. So we get this data from various sources. And veracity refers to the quality of the data, which means how much clean is your data. So how much it has errors. So the extent to which it is clean is what you call as veracity. Then value depends upon the domain for which you're going to derive this data for the analytics process. These are all the basic characteristics of big data. So is big data important? Yes, again, when we are concluding to a decision with less amount of data, the decision may be correct or might be wrong also. The probability will be both this or that. But when it comes for big data, that is, when you are going to use huge volumes of data, then based on this data, we are coming for a decision. So this decision will be more apt for the situation, and it will always be better compared to that of regular decision making. So in this way, big data analytics plays a major role in every sort of business, because all businesses produces data. So when they are using this data for improving their process, it is very good. Actually, it reduces the cost of the cost, and it will be good for implementing new products and services, and it gives them faster and better decision making. So that is the importance of big data. So big data is again used by all organizations. Some of the example are given here. Before that, we'll discuss the value of big data. Actually, there is a strategy the strategy which says that they have made a strategic analysis where it says that about 85% of the CEOs refer data analytics to be the future of business. And about 80% of CEOs say that data mining and analysis are the second priority in their strategic planning. And business analytics is there in all CEOs list. So based on this statistical analysis, we can say that data analytics is capable of generating about $3 trillion of value every year. So the value of big data is benefiting the business in a number of ways. It might be increasing the revenue of the business, or improving the customer experiences, or creating a competitive edge, or satisfying the services of the customer. So it might be anything. In one or the other, it helps the business for improvement. So that is why this big data has gained more popularity, and it is being used in every business. So some of the examples are listed here, which is at Facebook. We all know Facebook is having about 2.5 billion monthly active users. So here, when they are performing data analytics, it is big data analytics only. So this is a huge industry from where you use data for data analytics process. Next comes here, Amazon. So Amazon is a e-commerce website where we will have analytics process regularly implemented for improving its business. So predictive analytics is basically used for whenever they want to introduce a new product, and personalized suggestions and recommendations given to every customer by watching their data regularly, and analysis of this data helps them to increase the customer satisfaction. So this is again another big industry which regularly performs its big data analytics. Next is Uber. This is another example where it creates extensive amount of data, and it is being used regularly. So it has a big, huge database of drivers, customers, routes, and several other related records. So whenever a user is requesting for a ride, it is not only just like that, it will not book a ride. It will just take the customer details, his personal detail, and compare that with that of your driver's profile, and matches a specific or suitable driver to the customer. This will end up in finding happy customer, so which will improve the business. So this is about your big data. Next is cognitive computing. So what do you mean by cognitive ability? So cognitive ability is nothing but thinking like a human. So that is what we refer as cognitive ability. Very simply, we can say cognitive ability is nothing but the general intelligence of a human. So what is cognitive ability? In the year 1999, Floman has framed that cognitive ability is nothing but the intelligence where you're going to have proper thinking abstractly, comprehending a complex problem, and solving a problem based on your life experience. So next is Norden, who framed that cognitive ability is nothing but the way you remember, you learn, and solve complex problems is what we refer as cognitive ability. And cognitive ability includes various reasoning, like mechanical reasoning, spatial awareness, numerical reasoning, critical thinking, and general intelligence. So all this comes into play when we are going for cognitive analytics. So this is what we refer as cognitive ability. And cognitive computing is based on imbibing the cognitive skills into a mission. So when we say cognitive computing, it is not an isolated or a single domain. It comprises of various other domains like artificial intelligence. Some 6 domains has to be included when we are cognitive computing. The first one is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is nothing but the technology through which we perform a task like a human intelligence. So here we are going to imbibe the human intelligence into a machine and perform tasks accordingly. Then conversational systems. So conversational systems will help for continuous learning. So through continuous conversation or continuous interaction with the environment or with the user, the learning process becomes stronger. So that is again will come under your cognitive computing. Search and text analysis is about analyzing the interaction that has been made with the user. So for this search and text analysis, it is nothing but your NLP which comes into play. So natural language processing, where you are going to understand the language, not only the words and sentences, but in terms of contextual manner and in terms of sentiment, you understand the analysis and alter your system accordingly, like your goal. It will get you will retune your data according to the analytics purpose. Then comes HCA cognitive studies. This is HCA cognitive studies is nothing but human computing interaction. So when we say conversational systems or text analysis, this can be achieved only through human computer interaction. Excuse me. Human-computer interaction is very much mandatory when it comes for cognitive computing, without which we cannot show improvement in the cognitive computing. Next is business intelligence and data analytics. So here, You are going to analyze the given data based on the knowledge of the domain. So you need to acquire the knowledge of the domain, create a knowledge base. From there, you will be making your analysis process. So that is what we refer as business intelligence and data analysis. Next comes Internet of Things. So Internet of Things is nothing but where we are going to use various devices for gathering the data. So again, Internet of Things has to be implemented for cognitive computing. So it is not a single domain. So when we say I'm going to do a task in cognitive computing, we need to comprise all these other 6 domains without which cognitive computing cannot be achieved. Next is the attributes of cognitive computing. So like how a human being learns from continuous interaction, learns from experience and adapts or changes according to the situation, the same thing will be performed in a cognitive computing also. So when I want to mention the attributes of cognitive computing, it is nothing but it is always adaptive in nature. So adaptive is changing according to the changing needs of the customer or the environment. Then interactive, which means it is creating its knowledge through continuous interaction with the environment. And iterative and stateful is according to this adaptiveness or the interactivity is achieved only through this iterative method. Next comes the contextual understanding. So contextual data are, 1 second. You come after me. I'm sorry. Next comes the contextual contextual, which means contextual in nature, which means that it understands every information not just as an information, but with reference to the context and understands. That is, it analyzes the scenario and then understands the information. So that these are all the attributes of cognitive computing. Again, these are all nothing but the attributes of intelligence. So when we make a machine think like a human, these are all the basic nature of this cognitive computing. So the cognitive computing framework, how it works, what is the framework of cognitive computing is, it has or it gathers structured data, unstructured data, and various types of data, we can say. So it can analyze any type of data, like how without giving proper explanation, a human can understand a scenario by just observation. The same way, this cognitive analytic computing can handle any type of data because it imbibes the intelligence of human. Then it uses various machine learning algorithms and data visualization algorithms, analytics algorithms. So various algorithms are getting used, and based on these things, it creates a knowledge base where it has various recommendations and answers and the patterns which it recognizes from the previous 2 things, like from the data. By implementing the machine learning algorithm, it derives some useful insights. So all this will be there in its database. So all these constitutes its framework. From this framework, according to the user requirement, according to the business need, you can utilize this for the revenue, for generating revenue for the business, or increasing the security, or improving the productivity, or reducing the risk. It might be anything, but you will be using all these things for the business or an environment or the user. So this is about cognitive computing. So when we say cognitive computing, I said something like machine learning. So what is cognitive computing and machine learning is? Machine learning is nothing but where we are going to purely concentrate on the algorithms, which may be statistical, which may use statistical techniques or any other techniques for that case. But machine learning focuses on the algorithms. But when I say cognitive computing, it is the implementation of this algorithm to imbibe human intelligence. So it refers to various hardwares and softwares where you are going to implement these algorithms and do the functioning like a human being. Next comes, so this cognitive computing is a technology, but machine learning is nothing but set of algorithms. So this is used for simulate the human cognitive abilities. But machine learning, it is creating self-learning algorithms for performing a specific task. So this is about your cognitive computing. Next, we are going to discuss, so now we have completed the discussion about big data and cognitive computing. So these two form the basics for your next part of the presentation, that is cognitive analytics. So now we are moving on to the third part of the presentation. So the main focus of this presentation is this cognitive analytics. So here, initially, we discussed of cognitive analytics, and also we discussed about the types of cognitive analytics. Among the trends, we found that all the trends will fall into a same type of analytics, and that is cognitive analytics. So from here onwards, we are going to discuss about cognitive analytics. So what is cognitive analytics? What is its importance? How it works? And its comparison with other analytics and AI. Then the tools and the future of cognitive analytics. So as we discussed earlier, your data analytics starts with descriptive, then it moved on to descriptive, where you're going to say what has happened, then diagnostic, why a particular scenario has happened, then predictive, that is what will happen in the future, then prescriptive, what are the courses of action that can be taken for a situation. Then we moved on to the advanced data analytics concept, which we call as cognitive computing. So this cognitive computing is a very huge advancement in data analytics domain, because here we are going to use some high performance computing, where we'll be using a number of artificial intelligence techniques like machine learning, NLP, then neural networks. All these concepts are used for implementing your cognitive analytics. So using cognitive analytics, we are going to make a machine interact and perform the thought process like a human being. So this is sophisticated by the techniques, various techniques, which involves AI. So using this, you can utilize unstructured data, structured data, complex data, and derive useful information out of the given data by understanding the data, not only just as a data, but in terms of contextual and also sentimental. So based on this things, if you're going to perform your analytics process, then it will give you a better and accurate output. So that is the aim of cognitive analytics. So this cognitive analytics, the importance of cognitive analytics. In what way is your cognitive analytics important? The cognitive analytics is paving way for understanding the customer needs better, because you understand a customer just not only in terms of the sentence or in terms of the historical data, but you also understand every data in terms of the sentiment also. You understand what they really expect from the data provided by them. So based on that, when you regularly watch every customer and give a personalized experience to them. So based on this, you can have a better, you understand the customer needs better than regular analytics process. Then comes, it is easy, it expands the customer database for finding new customers. So it understands the customer's potential, like how much is he or she is capable of buying, what type of product is he interested on. So based on these things, it increases the customer base, so finds new customer and includes them. Then as we said, personalization or customization is more when it comes for cognitive analytics. Like a special discounts is available for a specific customer who regularly purchases certain products. So that personal care or personal attention is provided in this cognitive analytics, which improvises the customer services. And since you predict the future and predict the scenarios earlier, it is very much helpful in managing the risk. You can manage the risk to a better level compared to that of regular analytics, and it enhances the productivity and efficiency of every organization. So in these ways, we can say that cognitive analytics is more important and hitting the market to a greater level, and this will stay as the future of your analytics process. Next, we are going to discuss about how this works. What are the technical mechanics involved in your cognitive analytics? First one is data collection and integration. So in other types of data analytics, we can say that the problem or the challenges of handling the unstructured data. But when it comes for cognitive analytics, the data can be collected from various different sources, either it might be structured or unstructured. So you can use all the structured data and analyze them and convert them to, and integrate them properly into a data so that this can be used betterly for other processes. So it involves transformation of a collection of data and transformation of data to a standardized, ready-to-use format. So that is achieved through cognitive analytics. Next is your NLP, so natural language processing. So this natural language processing is used for understanding the customer. So when we have a discussion or an interaction with the customer, everybody feels free and comfortable when you interact with the NLP, with their natural language. So understanding that NLP is very crucial for analytics process. So it uses NLP, so where you can understand the words, phrases, sentences, the sentiments. Even nowadays, people are not ready to write the sentence also. They give just emoji. So where you should understand the emotions of the people. So all that can be achieved in terms of NLP, where you're going to deal with contextual understanding, and you perform the sentiment analysis of that also, which will be helpful for the analytics process. Next is your machine learning and pattern recognition. As a machine learning, you are going to use various algorithms of machine learning, like supervised algorithm, unsupervised algorithm. So using these algorithms along with the AI techniques, we are going to recognize the hidden pattern. So when we are using this algorithm itself, we can gain more accuracy. But when you're going to imbibe intelligence into this algorithms, then even more better outputs can be arrived out of this cognitive analytics. Then whenever it is providing you, next comes reasoning and decision making. Whenever it is providing you with recommendations and decisions, it not only gives you the answer, but also gives you the reasoning and explanation, which can justify your decisions. So that is what you refer as reasoning and decision making. And all these can be achieved only through human interaction and learning. So regularly, it has to interact with the environment and get useful information, which can make you understand the problem better. So based on this understanding, it learns and adapts and automates itself according to the scenario. So these are the things which are involved for the working of cognitive analytics. So these are all the technical mechanics involved in cognitive analytics. So when we say cognitive analytics, we always, we have a little confusion with that of predictive. Because whatever we say, we are going to use statistical method, we are going to use machine learning algorithms, we are going to predict the future. All these things we say for the one step below in your types of data analytics, which we say as predictive. This also sound to be the same. So what is the exact difference between predictive analytics and cognitive analytics is what we are going to see now. As the definition says, cognitive analytics is going to mimic the functioning of human brain. But when it comes to predictive analytics, here we are going to use only the statistical models or algorithms for forecasting the future. The second objective of your cognitive analytics is to simulate the human thought process for the purpose of decision making. But when it comes for your predictive, here you're going to check and use only the current data and the historical data for deriving the decision. And handling of data is much easier when it comes to predictive analytics, because mostly it uses structured data and numerical data only. So it will ignore or it will exclude the unstructured data, because it is difficult to handle in predictive analytics. But when you come for cognitive analytics, using this cognitive analytics, you can use unstructured data as well as structured data. So when you are focusing on unstructured data, the volume of data becomes big because you include more number of data into that. So when your decision making includes huge volume of data, definitely it will be better. Next comes the learning ability. Since you have cognitive skills, the AI technique evolves and learns according to the inputs. So based on this, it can work on new inputs also. But when it comes for predictive, it is not that. It cannot evolve itself. It can just use the data and give the output. So if a new data is given, which it cannot handle, it cannot give you the proper output. Next comes the decision-making process. So the decision-making process of cognitive computing will give, cognitive analytics will give a better insights and suggestions for the decision-making. And it also offers you the reasons and explanation for every decisions. So this can justify your decision making when it comes to cognitive analytics. But predictive is not like that. It is going to predict a outcome or a decision, but this has a probability either to succeed or sometimes it may not succeed also. So it is always in probability. You cannot be deterministic there. But when it comes for cognitive, it can be deterministic. Next is the complexity of the analysis process. Cognitive analytics, since it involves artificial intelligence, machine learning, NLP, neural network, always the complexity of your analysis will be very high. So using this, you can solve complex problems, complex data can be handled using your cognitive analytics. But when we say predictive here, you can have simple and moderate problems where you can find the solutions easily. So the interactivity of your cognitive analytics will be high because based on the interaction, your learning process has to enhance. So this interaction will be high when it comes for cognitive analytics, but when it comes for predictive, the interaction will be very less. So the use cases is using cognitive analytics for complex scenarios and understand the problem and solve the problem very efficiently. But using a predictive, you are just going to use only the historical data and you're going to produce a forecasting. Whichever is required, you are going to produce the forecasting of that specific scenario only. Next, we'll move on to the comparison between cognitive analytics and artificial intelligence, because cognitive analytics uses artificial intelligence, but we cannot say both are same. Both are different. So in what way are they different? That is what we are going to see in the next slide. So the first thing is cognitive analytics. The definition, as we discussed earlier, it is about analyzing the data and making decision like a human being. For that purpose only, we are using the AI techniques there. But when it comes for artificial intelligence, it is not limited to one particular decision making alone. Going to develop algorithms and models and perform various tasks like that of human being. So when you are going to perform various tasks, it will even, you need to include learning, problem solving, natural language understanding, all that will come into play. And the task is not again limited. You can go for a gameplay, you can go for a driving, self-driving car, automated cars, you can go for many other robotics, you can go for expert system, all that will be comprised of with your AI. But when it comes to cognitive analytics, here purely we are going to use this AI only for the purpose of decision making. So whatever is required for the decision making, till that we will be using this AI. So using this machine learning, NLP, all these techniques are used to understand the data, to explore the characteristics of the data. So based on which you can come to a decisions. So the objective of cognitive analytics is to understand and predict the human behavior, especially for decision making out of the given data. But AI's objective is to perform every task like a human being. So just want to replace a human being in every task. So that is the objective of artificial intelligence. Next, the methods. So here in cognitive analytics, the techniques used are, I think I keep on repeating. So it is nothing but machine learning, NLP, and neural networks, algorithms. These are all the things which are used for cognitive analytics. But when it comes for AI, it is not only machine learning, deep learning, it also uses robotics technology, expert systems. So it even more deeper, you can say, for artificial intelligence. Next comes the applications of cognitive analytics. So as we are going to perform analytics using cognitive, this can be used in every business. It is not limited to any specific business. Whatever business which involves customer or users and market, then you can apply there. But when it comes for AI, here this has a diversified application, not only for business. It is used in every domain. You can say starting from virtual assistant or autonomous vehicles, medical diagnosis, or even for even nowadays you can see like in the news, we have seen in news where a news reader is replaced with AI, right? So it is not limited at all. AI can be used for various other purposes, for various other applications. But cognitive analytics is used only for the analytics purpose. It is limited only for the analytics. So whatever is required for analyzing the data, only to that extent we will be using this cognitive analytics. So cognitive analytics requires human interaction, but it does not involve human. But here, AI, if I say AI involves human. Side by side, we need to work with a human and AI. Because for the interaction, it needs a human being for work with. Next is, so this is about your cognitive analytics and artificial intelligence. So as we saw, cognitive analytics and artificial intelligence. So where lies the similarity between cognitive computing and AI is the techniques that we are going to apply. So in both the things, in both your artificial intelligence and also in your cognitive analytics, we are going to use machine learning algorithms, deep learning algorithms like neural networks, and natural language processing for understanding the customer. So all these are commonalities among the AI and the cognitive analytics. So next is the benefits of cognitive analytics. So it is data-driven decision making. So whatever data that you're going to use, based on that only we are going to have this decision. So it is, since it is data-driven, it is more effective and appropriate. And next, it improvises the efficiency and it reduces the cost. And in future, it has a lot of rooms for innovations and inventions in cognitive analytics. And it improves the customer satisfaction and services. So these are all the benefits of cognitive analytics. In the earlier slide, we discussed about the tools of data analytics. But now we are going to have the tools of cognitive analytics. Especially for cognitive analytics, what are the tools that are used? Statistical NLP. So this natural language processing will use the statistical algorithms for performing its NLP, for processing the NLP. Next, deep learning NLP, where we are going to works for the processing part. Then rule-based NLP is based on artificial intelligence, where you are going to create a knowledge base, where we have a set of rules and the solutions for that. Then Open NLP, this is another tool which is used in the market. Under statistical NLP, you can have this Open NLP, and GATE is another tool which is available in the market for performing your cognitive analytics. Then Apache Looking Core, it is used for in the Java library, where you can use the text and perform the analytics. Then GP Text, it is again another statistical text work which is used for parallel computing platforms. Then Parsi Mech, another tool which is used for processing a standard English language. Then TensorFlow, it is used for machine intelligence. Whenever you're going to use machine intelligence, the library which you should include will be TensorFlow. Quick is another cognitive computing platform which helps your cognitive analytics process. Then OpenCV and Imagery are used for computer vision. Whenever you want to work with images and interpret some facts from the images, you can go for OpenCV and Imagery. Then PRAT, it is another tool which is used for speech recognition and analysis. Even you can generate speech out of this PRAT tool. Then OpenSmile, it is another audio real-time tool which is available for analytics. Then SyntaxNet, as we all know, it is a neural network platform which helps for NLP processing. So these are all the tools, some of the tools I have mentioned, just to give you a glimpse of what are all the tools available for performing your cognitive computing. So next is the applications. So the applications of cognitive computing is not, cognitive analytics is not limited. It has a wide range of application and can be used in all types of domains for the purpose of analytics. So in logistics and transportation, we can use cognitive analytics, because when a customer receives very late, this will reduce their interest, which is related to cognitive sentiment of the people. So such analysis can be performed using your logistics. So using your logistic and transportation, where you can implement your cognitive analytics. Next, you can use this cognitive analytics in retail industries, cybersecurity, healthcare, banking and finance, education, power and energy. So all these involves people. So when you have people as your customer, definitely you have to understand the people, and then you need to proceed with the next steps of your business. So in order to understand the people, we are supposed to have the basic intelligence. A machine can do only the regular calculations and logics, but understanding is something beyond the machine task. So that is what we refer as intelligence. So whenever you require such tasks, we can go directly into cognitive analytics and perform the task and decisions according to the cognitive analytics. The power of cognitive analytics, or the potential. So the power of cognitive analytics is that this will be the future in the business domain. So cognitive analytics will be there in every sort of business. So you cannot avoid this, starting from social media, education, wherever you go, it will be cognitive analytics in future. And you can have more rooms of improvement can be made through innovations for cognitive analytics. Since it is emerging in the upcoming domain, lot of chances for innovation is available in this cognitive analytics. And cognitive analytics can integrate with big data for the analytics purpose, where you can use various types of data and various types of devices. And next, all your data scientists will focus on this cognitive analytics, because they can have their near real data from Apache Spark, Apache Hadoop, all these platforms. Will now they are using all statistical analytics, but in future, depending upon the domain, acquire the domain knowledge and perform cognitive analytics. And this will become the global government market, where the people will regulate the legal and regulatory policy frameworks using your cognitive analytics. And it always tries to give you the personalization tool. So cognitive analytics will become the principal personalization tool, because it understands the customer better. And then it will get involved in cloud services also. And using this cognitive analytics, we can solve complex issues. So the future of your analytics process will be cognitive analytics. So the potential of cognitive analytics is measured to be around $2.32 in the year 2023. I'm not talking about the entire data analytics, only data analytics. This is a survey which says that cognitive analytics alone will be providing a profit of about $2.32 billion in 2023. And this will be tripled in the year of next 10 years. That is what your future market says. So this will be the potential of cognitive analytics. And there are a lot of stages. Since it is in the early stages of development, it has a lot of potential for improvement. So even people who are doing research can choose this area and implement research in this domain. Next, some examples of cognitive analytics. So the University of North Carolina, this is a university where people are testing and working with cognitive analytics. So there are a lot of researchers going on with cognitive analytics there, where they have implemented IBM Watson, which is a cognitive tool, right? So this IBM Watson is used for analyzing the genomics of about 1,018 patients. So it took only 3 minutes to analyze one patient and diagnosed the disease. So this is compared with that of regular physician diagnosis, and it was found to be like 99% matching, which means the accuracy is more. And not only that, You think like how much time will be required for a doctor to see 1,018 patients. So that time is vastly getting reduced when you go for this cognitive analytics. And we don't say like we can rely on cognitive analytics for diagnosis, but the unnecessary time can be reduced. Like if the patient is not at all affected, the doctor seeing the patient and spending time giving prescription, following up, all those can be avoided when you go for your cognitive analytics. So only the people who are affected can have appointment with the doctor and proceed further diagnostic process. So that is, so this research reveals the accuracy rate of cognitive analytics. Next comes Uber. As we already saw this example in your big data analytics, but here there is a feature called real-time ID check. So this real-time ID check checks the driver's photograph for every frequency of time. It takes a photograph and compares that with that of the database and finds whether the driver is active, whether the driver is has been assigned correctly or not. This will avoid unnecessary criminal problems in the rides. So if at all, if there is a mismatch, then it suspends the driver temporarily. So this is again based on cognitive, like not only just comparing the driver, but also it analyzes whether the driver is active, whether it is he is unconscious. All these things are analyzed using a cognitive analytics. So this is being used in real time by Uber. Next is Airbus. So Airbus is an aircraft system where you are going to use the sensors for maintaining the record. So when we are using cognitive analytics into this Airbus, we can find and schedule preventive maintenance, and so that we can avoid unnecessary delay in the aircrafts. And next, and again, I have listed some more examples. So we cannot restrict the cognitive analytics to a specific domain. It has a huge range of applications. So with this, I have come to the end of my presentation. So today's presentation is about cognitive analytics. Actually, we initially discussed the basics of data analytics, the types and trends of data analytics. From there, we narrowed down to cognitive analytics. Before getting into cognitive analytics, we discussed about the basics of cognitive analytics, which is nothing but big data and cognitive computing. After that, we moved on to cognitive analytics. So what it is, how it works, and what are its abilities, what it is compared with that of predictive and AI, and what is its potential, and what are the future trends of cognitive analytics. So with this, I have come to the end of the presentation. Any queries?
Yes, ma'am.
Hope I have justified the topic and my presentation. If at all anything need to be clarified. Can I stop presentation, ma'am? Stop the sharing?
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. Dear participants, kindly turn on your videos. We want to take the screenshot. 1 minute. Ma'am, they send the question in the chat box also, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll read it.
Can anybody?
I'll check it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you can stop sharing, ma'am, so that you
Yes.
You can stop sharing of your screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll take on a screenshot, then we have to continue with our query session, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Participant, please turn on your videos. ரேவதி வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. வீடியோ ஒண்ணுமே தெரியல. வீடியோல ஒண்ணுமே தெரியல. ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. Dear participants, please turn on your videos. Sure.
Jailakshmi ma'am, you can proceed for the notes clarification, ma'am.
Yes, sir?
You can proceed with the doubt clarification, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, we get the query from the Chitra. What tool or software used in management for data analytics, ma'am?
Data
Ma'am, do you
analytics.
hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear.
Okay. What tools or software used in management for data analytics?
So management, in the sense they're asking for research in management domain. In that case, see, whatever data analytics we discussed, all analytics tools can be used. It is not only specific for computer science domain alone. It can be used for in any domain. So starting from your Excel, starting from your TensorFlow, all these tools can be used, ma'am. R tool and your Python, every tool can be used for this.
Someone asking your PPT. If possible, you can share your PPT. We will share it to that particular person, ma'am.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay.
After completing, I'll share.
Sure,
that.
ma'am. Yes, they are asking your PPT.
Yes, ma'am.
Participant, anybody having any queries? Please raise your hand or type your queries in the chat box. Dear participants.
College tomorrow is I think exam setting for first year.
Hello.
New batch.
Yes, participants can clarify their doubts.
I think we couldn't, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Or you can unmute yourself and talk, or you can just drop it in the chat box.
Yes.
Concept is different. The government exam, right?
Okay.
They are setting our college. Our college is
Set, that is set. CET.
Participants, do you have any doubt?
Where you go for prayer? Here only. What's the timing?
Timing is 12. Actual timing is 1 o'clock.
But announcement will be at 12:40.
12:40.
Announcement, that
Yeah. Exactly 12:40 is.
Afzal sir, shall we proceed, sir?
Yes.
Jailakshmi ma'am,
I think
can proceed with the vote of thanks if there are no questions.
Okay.
Now we can
Sure,
proceed.
sir.
We can proceed.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. We are end up our session with a word of thanks now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I
Very
would
good
like
afternoon.
to, excuse me, ma'am. I would like to thank the
Sure.
management of MIASI for offering me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the teaching fraternity. I thank everyone for this wonderful effort wherein you have brought a lot more people into this platform for sharing and growing together. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again. So, very good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks for today's session. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty for blessing us with a great day. On behalf of MIASI Institute of Information Technology, I express my sincere thanks to the management for their continuous encouragement towards all our initiative. And I express my sincere thanks to our Secretary, Janab Ilyasai, for giving this wonderful opportunity. Also, I express my gratitude to our convener, Mr. Yusuf Muhammad Sahid, MIASI Institute of Information Technology, and also other executive committee members for MIASI for their continuous support. I'd like to extend my special thanks to our resource person, Dr. S. Pungarli ma'am,
spent her valuable time and given a lot of insight on emerging trends in data analytics. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Also, I extend my sincere thanks to our respected director, Dr. Mudasir Ali sir, and assistant director and head of the department, Dr. Usha ma'am, for their immense support for conducting this 5-day FTP session. It's a grand success. Also, I extend my sincere thanks to our teaching and non-teaching staff members for their efforts and support to conduct this 5-day FTP program. Last but not least, I thank all the participants from various colleges across India and abroad for their presence and active involvement for this FDP program. And also, I thank the YouTube audience for their active participation. Once again, I thank each and everyone for your active participation and for making this 5-day FTP program as a grand successful. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your support, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Yes.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Can I leave the
Thank you, ma'am.
session?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. You
Yeah,
can
thank
log out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Participants, the feedback come attendance link has been posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it, and you can expect your e-certificates within 2 weeks of time. We'll send your e-certificates to your registered email.
Participants, kindly fill the feedback form.
Thank you.
Please fill the feedback form before you leave. Participants, fill the feedback form before you leave.